I am a full-time TikToker. Unfortunately. Over the past 3 years, I've been able to gain an audience of over 1.1 million followers on TikTok, and to this day, it remains my largest social media platform. But even so, I hope that TikTok gets banned. And just as a heads up, it has nothing to do with China. Hello, my name is Rich, and I am a full-time TikToker, like I mentioned. So before we get started, I thought I would explain the title of this video and how it's not clickbait. I know as a full-time TikToker, it seems kind of counterintuitive to want your main source of income to be banned by the government. But honestly, at this point, after doing TikTok for 3 years, I think that would overall be a good thing. And I'll explain that in the coming video. So let's get started. I started making TikToks in early 2021. At the time, TikTok was still new, but it was becoming huge. And I thought if I was ever to become a famous content creator, this was the time. And TikTok was the opportunity. So I started making videos, and they honestly kind of sucked. But I did keep making videos, and eventually I had a series take off. The series was called Put an Egg on It, where I saw if certain foods were better with an egg or not. And this dumb little series got me more popular on TikTok than I ever had thought possible. But now, 1.1 million followers and 4 years later, where did that get me? Well, not as far as you would think, which is why I'm making this video. TikTok sucks as a job. So I have had a job ever since I was like 15 years old. And to me, there are 3 factors that make a job a good job. It has to be fulfilling, it has to be timely, meaning it can't take up too much of your time, and, you know, money. Money is super important, and when you have a job that gives you a lot of money, your life gets a lot easier. Now, I'm not saying money buys happiness directly, but it surely helps with the means to be happy. So yeah, TikTok, if you're successful on it, and as a job, I thought that it would be fulfilling, it wouldn't take up too much of my time, and that I'd be able to like travel and stuff, and I thought I would be getting a lot of money, like at least $1 per follower over the years, right? Wrong. I have 1.1 million followers on TikTok, and I have not earned more than like $30 in 1 month in over like a year and a half. So yeah, money from TikTok is very hard. Now, I don't know about TikTok Lives or the TikTok Shop because I use neither of those, but as a standard video making TikToker, yeah, money is really hard to come by, I'll tell you what. So there's these 3 things that make a job a good job to me. And TikTok, as it stands right now, I think fails at pretty much all of them. So number 1 is fulfilling. So initially I thought that TikTok as a job would be super fulfilling because you can basically just make videos on whatever you want. And though that is a fun thing to do and it's fun to get seen by people, the fun that comes with getting these numbers is not as fulfilling as you would think. And as we start out on TikTok, numbers seems like the solution to everything. If I want to be a good TikToker, all I'm gonna need is a lot of followers and a lot of views, and then everything will come super easy after that, right? Well, in my opinion, that is wrong because you can't just rely on views and followers to carry you into some long-lasting career on this app. And actually, since I have done the thing, there are a few ways to get seen on TikTok. And I guess you'll see this common advice everywhere, where you need to find a niche, you need to have a good hook, and you just need to like pump out videos every single day. And if you do those three things, you will, straight up, you will see better success on TikTok. But I think it also really limits creativity, because as a creative person, you're gonna wanna change, right? But as soon as you change out of your niche or your style of content changes, then TikTok will stop pushing your videos. And you basically have to start at square one. So if you're starting out your content creation journey and you want lasting success, that usually means you want to have a lasting audience. But on TikTok, you're just another face scrolled through on like 1,000 other videos. And to me, I feel like that is a very unfulfilling way to go about things. So on to the next factor of how TikTok sucks as a job, timely, or the amount of time that you have to work in order to be successful on TikTok. Success on TikTok requires a huge time commitment. If you think about it, there is a lot of people doing the same exact thing that you're doing. If you want to get ahead of them, you're just gonna have to put more content out so you get seen more. There are other ways to differentiate yourself by just being like, I don't know, weird or unique in some sense so people remember you. But for the most part, you are just gonna have to churn out content in order to stay relevant on the app. When I saw my most amount of success on TikTok, I was doing that, right? Working over 10 hours a day, making at least one video per day, and it was great. I grew a lot. But all this time that was going into growing my TikTok and seeing success and getting like 1 million views a day, I expected some sort of monetary gain, but I never did, which honestly brings us to the final factor in why TikTok sucks as a job, money, because they don't give you any. So when you're on TikTok, you start out and you're not able to earn anything until you join the TikTok creator program, where once you reach a certain amount of followers and average views, you can enter it. And once you enter it, you can start earning money. At that point, I had like a part-time job, but it was a seasonal job. It was gonna end soon, right? And I thought as I joined this creator program, it would be perfect. It would align with my job ending and I would earn money, I could pay rent, and that would be, you know, my career. But once I joined this creator program, I could still barely get by. I thought eventually sponsors would come to me or want to work with me if I emailed them. But unfortunately, most brands care way more about Instagram than they do TikTok, which that, along with the fact that TikTok doesn't really pay well regarding AdSense, that leaves you with basically no money as a creator, which is where I found myself. So, in conclusion, TikTok is bad as far as being a job. It's not fulfilling, it takes up way too much time, and you don't get paid well from it. So why should creators like me be investing their time into an app like TikTok that literally cannot support them? They shouldn't. So therefore, as a full-time TikToker, I think a TikTok ban would be a good thing. Well, it is happening. It looks like TikTok is in fact getting banned, which honestly, I was not expecting at all. But according to ChatGPT, it is in fact very likely that it will happen. And even though pretty much this whole entire video I was saying how that's a good thing, there are a lot of people who make their livings off of TikTok. I'm talking about people who work at TikTok, but also people who sell on the TikTok shop. They're all gonna be out of jobs, and that sucks. And I'm sorry for you guys. I really am. As for creators like me who are jaded with TikTok and don't really earn any money from it, this is the perfect time to grow your audience elsewhere on YouTube, Instagram. There's that new Chinese app, Redbook in English, that's what it's called. I know a lot of people are moving over there. I would say stick to YouTube and Instagram though, because those are the American companies that I imagine won't be banned by the US government. And at this point, a Chinese app called Redbook it feels like it doesn't have a really good shot of not getting banned in the United States of America, which is crazy. If you follow me on TikTok, make sure to follow me elsewhere on Instagram and YouTube. But yeah, TikTok is probably gonna be getting banned. That's crazy. Honestly, I am feeling a bit sentimental right now, which I didn't expect. I did get my start on TikTok, and without it, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I am sad to see it go. A part of me is sad to see it go, at least. I don't know what else to say. Goodbye, TikTok, I guess. And until next time, ciao. And make sure to subscribe, because I'm gonna be needing it. 1.1 million followers are gonna be lost quite soon, probably. So please, please subscribe. Ciao.